Roll sound. Welcome to the show where every week I say something stupid and then someone goes, "Oh, Garrett, man."
I'm going to have to cut that out.
And then I have to cut it out later. I am your host, Garrett Ray. This is the official podcast of Solarflight Productions and SolarFlightPro.com. Joining me are my lovely co-hosts, Katie Fain, Abby Kate, and Micah the Goat Warber Jaegerman Jensen. Your name is going to get longer every episode.
Good. I am deserving.
I love the enthusiasm in your voice.
Yeah.
So this week is a little bit different. Normally we're watching a new release, but this week we're not. And as is the custom, I'm not going to reveal what we did instead until we get to that point, even though it's in the title of the podcast.
Fantastic.
So that's the plan here. Hey guys, what's our favorite section of this show?
News things.
The end.
The end. Fair enough. No, but what's our favorite news section? Because it's become its own section since we started this thing. It is its own standalone point in every week. It's DC news. You unhelpful goats. Matt Reeves and the Batman. Last time we talked about this, I can't remember if it was either like we said, yay, he's officially in. Is that what the last piece of news I covered? Or anyway, they were in talks. He walked away. Yeah, they said, well, maybe he'll come back when cooler heads prevail, and now he's back.
Oh.
Matt Reeves.
He did come back.
Yes, he did. And so he is officially directing now that he's done with the Planet of the Apes franchise for the moment.
I see.
So basically, they were talking to him, and he wanted to have final say in how he made the movie that he was directing, and they were like, no, that's not how this works. And he went, well, then this doesn't work, and then walked away. And according to an unknown source, because you can get fired for saying anything about these types of things, they said they went back to Reeves, told him he had the final say on all things the Batman, and that's why he came back and officially signed on.
That's amazing.
So I love just the idea of some guy at Warner Brothers going, all right, somebody tuck my tail under my legs for me. I'm going to run back to him.
Wait, come back. Yeah. You can have everything you want. Just do it.
Just please make the Batman. No one else will do any of our movies. People keep leaving. It's like my wives. Oh, it's terrible.
That was mean.
See, we're what, 5 minutes in and already.
And a big assumption.
Right? Well, I just assume.
Yeah, exactly.
And
that's what I said.
And that's my problem. James Wan, who's directing the Aquaman movie, also directed Fast and Furious 7, almost left when Warner Brothers started to do what they had done with Suicide Squad after panicking at the mixed reaction to Batman vs. Superman. And they were like, we need to change a few things to make it more audience friendly. And he was like, no, I'll leave. Like everyone else in your life. And then the guy, I assume, again, broke down crying and went, okay, I'm sorry. So that's happening. I'm excited. Matt Reeves is a great director. I think he's going to do some really cool stuff with the Batman. And if he brings some monkeys in there and Andy Serkis, cool. I'm Gorilla Grodd by Andy Serkis. That's what I want to see in the next Batman movie. Star Wars. I know we had reported that there was possibly a special edition 40th anniversary edition coming out. That was the original print. It's not.
Cool.
Well, that sucks.
Abby's face just fell like 40 stories. One for each year of disappointment.
Darn.
So apparently the original prints don't even exist anymore.
That would make sense.
And, well, there are a lot of films that have been preserved from like the 1930s, but the original prints of Star Wars, without all of George Lucas's changes, no longer exist somehow inexplicably.
He burned the old ones.
I'd like to talk to George Lucas about this in person right now.
Yeah, hey, how are you doing?
Yeah, see, all you have to do is summon him and threaten to talk bad about his prequels.
I think they're pretty good.
A lot of people disagree, but I'd like to talk about the circumstances surrounding the destruction of these original prints of these movies that blew up and went crazy. George, did you do it?
Well, I think we're really distracting from the main issue here. The main thing is really that see the ones that I made later, the additional additions that I made the movies much better, and I think that's what we should be focusing on here.
You made a Tatooine that didn't look like it was real. Shoved that into the middle of a sequence that didn't need that scene.
Well, I
and
think
then
it gave
destroyed the original prints.
Oh, I don't know about all that, but I think that the stuff I added really gave the movie a lot of character, and I think that the smelly creatures were really something that was lacking in the originals. So I didn't think the originals were quite necessary anymore with the greater versions.
And I love a good smelly creature.
Who doesn't? That's why I did it. I read the audience and I made a move, and I'm gonna stand by that move.
Cool. You read Katie Fane.
That's what I did.
The smelly creature lover. Oh no, she loves me.
Why do you think I keep coming on?
It's a good point. Thanks for joining us, George Lucas. You destroyer of original prints.
Thanks.
All right. Well, he disappeared as a Force ghost, so that was interesting. We saw the Great Wall last week. All of us did, right?
Yep.
Or did you guys just fake your way through that review?
Oh no, we saw that.
I slept through it.
Yeah, that
I'm
doesn't
kidding.
surprise me. Well, it's possibly facing a $75 million loss.
Oh,
So
That's too bad.
Man.
So the production cost $135 million. It is the most expensive production to ever be shot entirely in China. And now it did earn $225 million overseas, but here in the U.S. it's only made $34.8 million, and it's been out for almost 2 weeks now.
I was $5 of that.
Right?
Yeah.
Doesn't that make you feel more important? Like, I'm a larger chunk of this movie's success?
There are other things to feel important about other than the Great Wall.
Look,
I
I'm
agree.
just managing my expectations here.
Yeah.
So, but the thing is, once you factor in, all of the marketing costs and all of that stuff, it's a loss. And Universal only pay for 25% of production, but they could be on the line for $10 million in losses there, plus a bunch of the advertising budget. So,
wow.
yeah,
Ouch.
pretty crazy. So, if they had just settled on an accent somewhere and done 2 takes, maybe made the budget $130 million, so they'd have that extra roll of film. Would have been fine, but
maybe they could have, gone through a second draft of the script.
maybe, or a first draft.
Yeah.
Instead of just going, what? Can I see that outline again?
Yeah.
Avengers 3 and 4 may cost Marvel Studios over $1 billion in production fees. To give you an idea, so that's 2 movies, so that's $500 million each. That $500 million covers the expense of making the first 2 Avengers movies. So they're spending as much on one movie as they did on the last 2 together, and then they're doing that twice. And that's a lot of dollars.
That is
That's a
so
lot of
many dollars.
Right?
That's more dollars than
why are
I'll
they so
ever
many
see in
dollars?
my whole life.
Don't say that, Abby. I mean,
You may see that many dollars as it goes by in an armored truck.
Yeah.
just believe.
You're still whispering.
You can see it on TV or something, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
So, at last month's African American Critics Association luncheon, Pinewood Atlanta Studios co-owner Dan Cathy cut loose with a jaw-dropping report that an unnamed film currently shooting at his studio is the largest film production ever with a $1 billion budget. Cathy was not allowed to name the production, but Avengers Infinity War and its sequel Avengers 4 are currently filming at Pinewood Complex, and Infinity War won't be done anytime soon if Scarlett Johansson's recent comments are any indication. So, the current record holder for a movie that's the most expensive to make is Avatar at $425 million. Avatar, James Cameron, not Avatar The Last Airbender, which I assume was made for, like, I don't know, whatever M. Night Shyamalan could sell his signature for.
Not much.
That is terrible. And even less after it. Ooh, zing, got him.
Wow.
As a sick burn.
Because that's what M. Night Shyamalan needs more of, people burning him.
Not the bees!
Was that him?
Yeah, it was.
Oh, man.
Did you guys watch the Academy Awards?
Nope.
No.
I didn't get to, and I was sad.
I'm sorry. Well, did you hear about what happened at
Yes.
the Academy Awards? Because BuzzFeed has 20,000 articles about it, so it's nearly impossible to have missed. So I don't know how much you guys know about how the Academy Awards work, but there are accountants who count up all the votes of the people in the Academy and all that stuff. Those 2 accountants were fired.
Well, that's fun.
So sucks to be them. They had a really great gig, and they're not winning any awards for that. Also, if you look at the envelope was for Best Lead Actress in a Musical, or Best Lead Actress, or something along those lines. And that was the switch-up that happened. Someone just gave them the wrong envelope. But the accountants who did all the counting are fired.
That's not fair.
Right? Talk to the
Yeah.
person who handed the envelope.
Yeah.
And just be like, all right, that intern's fired. But they had to fire someone higher up. Otherwise, this would be a Steve Harvey-style situation for the next year. Are you guys excited about Pirates of the Caribbean 5?
No.
That was pretty much unanimous. What about you, Katie? Did you know it was happening?
I knew it was happening.
Oh, okay.
I don't know about it. I like Johnny Depp, but that's it.
I recently discovered that there was a Pirates of the Caribbean movie that I didn't see, which I had no idea about.
Was it on Stranger Tides?
Yeah, is that the one with the mermaids and stuff?
Yeah.
It sounds terrible.
Not good.
I didn't even know about it. I thought I saw it.
I forgot I saw it like a week after I saw it.
Yeah.
I think the only one I've watched was Curse of the Black Pearl.
That's probably the best one.
It's definitely
That's
yeah,
really good.
yeah.
I didn't hate number 2 and number 3 as much as some people I know did, but I definitely was kind of like, it's done now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked both of them a lot. It's just I can't delineate 2 or 3 from each other.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. They were shot at the same time. They're basically one movie.
That'll do it.
Yep. Anyway, that's happening, and the main plot of it is that Captain Salazar, played by Javier Bardem, and his crew escapes from the Devil's Triangle, and then they go to try to kill every living pirate on the open seas. So that's kind of
It's kind of silly.
the concept. He's a pirate bounty hunter, basically, but an undead one. So
They kill
more
everybody.
bony skeleton men, but
Yeah.
not just bony skeleton men. I have something that's gonna reinvigorate the franchise because there's also bony skeleton sharks.
And Orlando Bloom is back, so you got that.
Yeah. Maybe
That's
they'll
always good.
let him run on a brick wall for some reason and just inexplicably
Yeah, sure.
deny the law of physics. Anyway, let's focus on these sharks.
Sharks.
They are undead sharks of the great white and hammerhead variety in this movie.
That makes me so sad.
They should get some megalodons. I want megalodons.
Yeah, I won't. Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
They had a kraken.
Yeah.
I'd like to speculate, if we can, about just exactly who these sharks are. Do you think they're just regular sharks that for some reason are undead? Or maybe these sharks are like his pets?
I don't know.
And he feeds them? You know, he's like, come over here, Spot. And the hammerhead swims up and he...
Well, I mean, there was the undead monkey, so we know it's possible for pets to...
Yeah, but that's because he took a piece of the gold.
Yeah.
Why is there undead anything at this point? The gold's all been
Yeah.
returned.
Yeah.
This stupid movie based on a theme park ride that I'm unusually upset about.
Yeah.
This is the worst news section we've ever done.
Okay.
Trolls 2 is coming out on April 10th, 2020, so that's existing.
I didn't even watch the first one.
Me either. I saw enough of it online to know I didn't want to. I did see that lady in line at the checkout who had the same... she looked like the chef from the movie, so that was fun. News about the Emoji Movie. Did you not know this is happening?
Yeah,
No.
that's a thing.
There's a movie about emojis.
It's a thing.
And before you completely discredit that the movie as a whole,
I'm
I'd like to
discrediting the movie
point
as a
out
whole.
I'd like to point out that Patrick Stewart is playing the poop emoji. So,
I would just watch it for the poop emoji.
well,
But-
it's gonna be Professor X's poop. So, I mean,
But... Why?
I don't know.
Money.
Dude.
I hate pop culture.
Maybe it's like there's no smile emoji. There's only the sad emoji, and he's the main character, and it's his journey to become the smile emoji. But in the end, he finds out he can't because he's coded a certain way, and so he just breaks down and cries. And kids learn that there's nothing important in life,
That's probably what it is.
or they make some poop jokes.
Yeah.
Probably.
Well, yeah, I think it would be poop jokes because the poop emoji is already smiling.
But he's not in the trailer. I've seen the trailer for this, and he's just, I'm a very hotty-totty poop, and it's stupid.
Well, drat.
I'm very upset about this happening. It's being directed by Tony Leondis, who you may remember, and by remember I mean never have heard of, because he directed Lilo and Stitch 2, Stitch Has a Glitch.
Ooh.
Which is not a good movie either.
Yeah, if someone directed a Disney sequel, they should be just thrown into a pit or something.
Unless they directed Toy Story 2.
Yeah, a direct to VHS sequel. Those are the pit directors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oof.
So, yep. But Patrick Stewart has a good sense of humor about it, at least. I mean, at this point, he's probably just like, I'm old, I'll do whatever, I don't care.
Yeah.
But he said that he has a lot of experience with the subject matter that makes him perfect for the role.
Oh my goodness.
He says, quote, poop has been a lifelong work in progress. So at least he's having fun with it. It's probably for his grandkids or something like that. There's a lot of actors who do that for that reason.
Yeah.
This whole movie is the poop emoji, and I refuse to see it. I saw it on, because I went and did the schedule for the whole year for our movie going, and I saw it, I went, nope, and put undecided topic for that weekend.
Nice.
So, you're welcome, I guess?
Yeah.
I don't know. That would have been one of those ones where I could have been like, we're going to review this, and you guys could have been like, cool, and then not seen it, and I would have been okay and just been like, well, let me tell you why it sucks.
Yeah.
Although I would have made Katie go, just because she would give me that face. So it's like it starts as a snarl, but it's quiet. One side of your lip raised like you were an angry dog. Kong Skull Island is good or okay.
It's probably not good. It looks like a lot of fun, though.
Well, that's kind of the consensus that we got from the early reviews. So one review says, the surprise is that Skull Island isn't just 10 times as good as Jurassic World, which doesn't make any sense because it should be 10 times better, but I digress. It's a rousing and smartly crafted primordial beastie spectacular. So, so I'm taking that as a hint that the Beastie Boys will be making an appearance.
Probably.
Because why else would you say beastie?
It's time for them to come back. It's
right?
been too long.
Wait, say that sentence one more time.
It's time for them to come back.
Back!
It's been too long.
Long! That's how they do that.
That's how they do that.
That's the Beastie Boys thing. You're welcome, world.
Wow.
I should cut that out, but I won't. But then there's another review that says, and I'm gonna this guy very much is unsatisfied, so I'm gonna read it in an unsatisfied voice. Everyone ready?
Yes.
The filmmaking doesn't get more corporate than Kong Skull Island, which scratches your monster movie itch without ever providing an injection of unpredictability or eccentricity that might confuse a single half-attentive moviegoer. It lacks neither fun nor polish, but it has the square tidiness of a compartmentalized fast food meal. Ugh.
I can see that.
You just sound like an angry frat boy.
Well, those are the type of people who would use these words as though it was making their review better. So yeah, that's what they're saying. I don't know, and I read some other reviews as well that I didn't take down as notes, but a lot of people are saying, yeah, it's a lot of fun, it's predictable, but it's fun, and Kong is there from 30 minutes in and then is consistently kind of, shown, and he's beating other beasties up, and which is my new favorite word.
Cool.
But he's there throughout, so apparently there's more of him in this movie than there was of Godzilla in Godzilla.
Oh, that's not hard.
And right?
He was under the water most of the time.
Yeah.
Or just somewhere else.
Just swimming around. But there are a lot of people who said it feels like this was made based on the Godzilla focus groups, and that kind of seems how they put this movie together. These two are connected. Godzilla and Kong are both in a shared universe that they're trying to build of monsters. So and they made Kong a heck of a lot bigger than he used to be.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
he used to be
he
could hold one person in his hand. Now he can comfortably fit two and make maybe a child or a small man.
No, he's huge now. He's
over 100 feet tall.
Yeah, he's way bigger than the other one.
Yeah. So. I'm excited just because this is one of those movies where it's made so you can go watch a giant monkey beat up a bunch of teethy lizard dudes, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm totally cool with them starting a thing where there's a bunch of monster fighting movies now. I'm so down.
Because it's no longer just men in awkward rubber suits trying to punch each other, but they can only see through the mouth hole, and they're going, "Where are you?"
Yeah.
So no, I'm cool with this. I'm excited. I think it's gonna be fun. and it is. I'm really excited to see what they do cinematography wise to make him feel big next to people and feel big when he's fighting other big things. I'm excited about that because the cinematographer is very good at what he does. So there is a lot of buzz going on around Logan, which is coming out this weekend, and we'll be seeing it next week. And we're kind of behind the curve on these reviews because of how our schedule is right now, but we're going to fix that later. But it has a 94% fresh on Rotten Tomatoes.
Huh.
Wow.
It is up there with this year's Oscar winners and above some of them in approval rating from critics. So I'm very, very, very excited about this. And also, there was a teaser video that came out that kind of showed Wolverine driving around and he's trying to buy or sell a boat. I can't remember, but it's in black and white the whole way through. Looks fantastic. And a fan tweeted at James Mangold, the director, and said, please tell me there will be a black and white release. I need that in my life. And he responded, and I quote, "Working on it." So we may be getting a black and white release of this movie, which I'm excited for because I love black and white. And they did this successfully with Mad Max Fury Road. So there is a market for this. It is a financially, like to sell the movie when it comes out and then have a black and white version that comes out later and you sell more copies. They're going to do this.
Speaking of which, Mad Max is awful.
It's not good. It's a really awful movie.
I haven't seen it yet. But I know all the filmmakers who I've talked to love it.
See,
it's well done, but from a visual standpoint, it's well done.
Yeah.
Everything else is trash. And it seems that nobody thinks that. It bugs me.
yeah, it's something I'd like to do an audio commentary on.
Okay.
Because it's fun to just go through and be like, what is that? What are you doing?
Speaking of which, before we get into our main topic, you guys are going to hate me for this. I put out on Twitter a voting thing, a little poll that asked people what they wanted us to do our first audio commentary on, and I put 4 options up: Transformers 4, Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, Cars 2, and X-Men Origins Wolverine. And Cars 2 won. So now we have to do. I threw it in there because I thought I'll just throw it in there as an option.
It's not even good bad.
I know,
it's just unenjoyable bad.
But the thing is, this is the first thing we put out there. The fans could vote. I don't want to say fans. Our wonderful listeners who sacrifice their time to listen to me jabber, and the rest of you guys go, "Oh, Garrett," but they voted on this, and I'm starting to think maybe we got trolled. But that's the internet.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
So we'll be doing a Cars 2 thing at some point.
What was the runner-up?
X-Men Origins Wolverine and Transformers 4 both received equal votes, and The Phantom Menace received none.
Really?
Really. There were only 4 votes on this poll. So does that disqualify it under some rule that we could pretend we made up earlier if I cut this out? Nope, we've run out of time. It's official. Cars 2, and then, yeah. Wolverine almost won because it was at one point each thing had 1 vote, but for some reason Wolverine had 34% and the other 2 had 33%. So weird, but yep.
Because it didn't want to do 33 and 1/3%.
Yep. So
That's fair.
So, but it may be time that we do a Wolverine Origins commentary because we have a lot to say about that movie. But we may cover that in this week's main topic: the first 2 Wolverine standalone movies in the X-Men universe leading up to Logan. Woo! Woo! It's like a tauntaun yawning. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna. All spoilers. I don't care about not spoiling these movies. They each have been out for at least 3 years, and some of them are. One of them is impossible to spoil because everyone knows exactly what happens in it, and they laugh. So we're gonna start with X-Men. Also, I should say this now. We're doing a giveaway, and later on in the episode, I'm gonna reveal how to enter that giveaway. There's some mysterious stuff here going on. Actually, I just haven't figured out the exact rules yet, so hold on. I'll figure that out while we're talking. But we're doing a giveaway, and we have digital copies of X-Men Origins Wolverine and the Wolverine. So I guess there will be 2 winners, but really there'll be 1 loser because he's going to end up with the Origins. But that's the movie we're going to talk about first. Guys, general consensus. Also, I'd like to point out, you guys don't listen to this show, do you?
No.
Okay. Yeah, but you gave me this look like...
I have.
Am I supposed to?
No,
So you have?
Yeah.
Okay, so how many episodes have you listened to?
2 or 3.
Cool.
Wow.
I think 2 and half of 1.
Cool. With the exception of one that Katie edited, I listened to every single one because I do all the editing and all that stuff. And it's come to my attention that it's mostly just me talking really fast and hoping that no one points out something stupid that I've done. So I'm going to try and shut up a little bit this time. I haven't yet. Oh God, I've made it worse. But
We'll work on it.
So here we go. We're going to talk about the Wolverine. Generally speaking, what are your thoughts of an overall rating of the Wolverine? And
Origins
I'm sorry, X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Okay.
Which is the full title. And you guys can, I don't know, fight for whoever goes first.
Give it I give this one 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was going to go with the 2.
2 beheadings out of 10.
So 1.5. 1.5.
So 1.5 out of 10 Wolverine beheadings for X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Mm-hmm.
Abby?
I'd say 2 out of 10 badly animated claws.
We'll get there.
Yeah.
Katie?
I'd give it a 2.5
Whoa.
out of 10.
That's fair.
I'm giving it bone claws out of adamantium claws. Because whatever this was not Wolverine. This was so much poop. This movie was a poop emoji. Okay, so let's talk about visually. Everyone say what they hated the most.
The claws.
Okay? That's definitely the worst effect in the movie.
I agree with the claws is the worst.
What's the other thing you hated the most? You gotta bring something
I know,
new.
but I'm just... Come back to me.
Okay, Micah? Most hated thing visually about this movie?
Oh, visually.
Oh, I got one. Sorry.
Go.
Okay. What's his brother's name or that?
Sabretooth?
Yeah.
Victor?
His face.
Oh my gosh!
I think he has a nice face.
Why do you hate Liev Schreiber?
I don't know. It made me angry.
He's the bad guy.
No, it wasn't that though. His smirk made me angry. I'm like,
poor Liev Schreiber.
Sorry. I'm sure you're a very nice guy, but
I've heard mixed things.
I don't know. I don't read on him much, but
Yeah. Micah?
Any explosion.
Any explosion?
Yeah.
Like all of them?
Yeah.
Like the explosion with the helicopter?
Oh my god.
That was a bad one.
Yeah.
That was kind of the penultimate terrible explosion in that movie.
Oh gosh, it was an unironic walking away from an explosion and bad green screen walk away from the explosion.
Bad.
It was just like it's exploding behind him. We're at a super low angle. We see the helicopter, and it's a fireball that's like kind of there. And then they cut to an angle. It's like straight on Wolverine, badly screened, and screen screened, and the explosion is everywhere. It fills the entire frame. There's nothing else in the world. It's just fire.
And it's just like half a foot behind him, and
Right?
he's not being impacted or anything.
He's not even taking a moment to go, oh, it's kind of warm.
Yeah.
Especially since I'm wearing this jacket that inexplicably fits me perfectly, even though the parents of the people who... No, the parents of the guy who wore this jacket before me were a lot shorter and couldn't have produced a Hugh Jackman-sized person.
Yeah.
If you listen to that twice, maybe it'll make sense.
Yeah, maybe. But like the definition of an explosion, or maybe not the definition, but what an explosion is air expanding rapidly. If air was expanding rapidly, you're not gonna walk half a foot away from it and be fine. Like it's going fast.
It's going
and it's
fast.
going hard. You're gonna fall over.
Not if you're Wolverine, Origins, X-Men,
Yeah.
this movie.
Or at least have your clothes move your hair move a little bit. I mean, yeah,
right? It didn't even
It was
move.
fluttering in the wind in the other direction, might I add.
Yeah, it was going back towards the explosion, like trying to embrace it. What was the point? What was happening?
I feel no effect. I'm in an air-conditioned room.
It was. Oh, that was a terrible scene.
Oh,
But
boy.
my least favorite thing visually about this movie is definitely the claws. I think we can all agree that's definitely the worst effect in this. But just generally speaking, it was very ho-hum, like how they move the camera and stuff, with the exception of the opening scene where they're going through pretty much every major battle in American history, even though they're Canadian.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
Huh.
Wolverine's always been Canadian.
I didn't know that.
Maybe they left Canada.
Well, they did.
I know, but like in that first scene when they're running,
That was
they
the
just
U.S.
immediately
border
left.
that he tripped over when he was a child. And the Mounties chasing them on the other side, going, "Don't come back here, eh? You mutant freak, you! Sorry, sorry, I called you a freak, eh?"
Hopefully, no Canadians listen to this.
Well,
and listen to your bad
I don't
accent.
think our reach is that fast.
Nope.
I think we
But,
just passed 100 downloads on iTunes. 95 of those are just me on different computers going, "Hey, it won't take up that much space."
But a year from now,
People will be listening to the new ones, and hopefully this will get buried.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I did like that opening scene. There were the transitions from one thing to another were still kind of jarring. Like you could tell they were different moments and stuff. But they did a pretty good job of kind of flowing from one battle to the next. And I thought that was definitely the most visually striking thing about this movie. That was done fairly well. So congrats on that. It's the only compliment I'll be giving tonight. You butts. This is a terrible movie. Let's talk about the opening scene. Victor, who you hate the face of as an adult, I hated the face of as a child actor, because that kid,
He was scary.
what was his deal? Why?
you're always sick.
Well, that was the first line of the movie, was just there's a sick child and he's there. We don't know he's brothers at this point in the film, and he goes, "You're always sick." Like he's just a sweaty jerk standing in the corner accusing a child of being perpetually sick.
And he looks like he's just about to murder him. Like,
Yeah, he's sharpening his claws.
He's sharpening his nails, yeah.
Like, who does that?
And then,
What's your problem?
right?
I'm here to put you out of your misery.
I want a picture of that face. It was terrifying.
That was pretty
Actually,
awful.
it's similar to the face that you're making at your bouquet and that one picture that I took during your bridal shot.
Relevant.
We'll tweet that. No, but yeah, just that whole opening scene was ridiculous. For some reason, James, who was young Wolverine, is always sick. And this is a problem for his friend, who is a very sweaty 13-year-old boy. And his dad comes in, and he's like, "You'll be fine." He's like, "You always say that." And then he goes, "And you always pull through." And they share a laugh. And then a woman screams downstairs, because that's how you know that something tragic's going to happen. And then his dad goes downstairs, like, "Stay there, sick boy," who can't get up anyway. And he's like, "Oh no, I'm sick." So
Why do I have to stay here?
I want to come with you. And his dad goes downstairs. There's a gunshot, and then James gets up and runs downstairs, and he's like, "Oh no, my pa's dead," or because he's Canadian. I know, I'm sorry. And then he gets so mad at this gentleman who's entered the house. Not gentleman, but this guy who's entered the house with a shotgun and shot his dad, that his claws just happen, I guess, and he's like, "Ah!" And there's this weird effect of his skin bubbling up where they're coming through. Also, I'd like to talk about Wolverine's bone claws for a second, if we may.
Okay.
There are lots of creatures in the world that have claws that extend and can retract. And a cat, for instance,
Yeah.
a little kitty that can rip your face off.
Yeah, my kitty has really sharp claws.
Yeah, those are made of the same thing our nails and hair are made out of, right? It's I almost said kerosene. It's not
It's
kerosene. Keratin. I've got kerosene claws. Can't even refill my own gas tank. But the thing, I don't know. The thing about this is that Wolverine's claws are made of bone for some reason.
Just
Nothing in
bare
the
bones.
world has bone claws.
Not even a rhino. That's also keratin.
Right? It's just a hairy nose is really what a rhinoceros's horn is. And so this is the weirdest, like, if you're going to talk about mutations and, like, Sabretooth has, he has the
Cat claws,
basically, the nails you can get if you're really devious and go into one of those shady nail parlors. Like, you walk in and go, I have to kill my husband. He's an executive at Warner Brothers. That was a callback. Okay, so I shouldn't have explained it. Anyway, that seems to make sense because that's how claws would naturally happen.
Right.
But Wolverine's just like, yeah, I got bones that have a muscle attached to them that can kind of just slingshot him out of my hands for no reason.
And they're really lumpy.
They are very lumpy.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't seem like they'd be sharp. They're more blunt.
Yeah, they're good for stabbing.
Well, yeah.
But
like,
As long as you put some force behind them, but yeah.
so
it just seems like they break as easily as they do.
yeah. When he just steps on him.
Yeah.
Although, to be fair, it only takes 8 pounds of pressure to break a bone. So if you
Exactly.
just stepped on him like that, they would actually break. But yeah, he does a lot of stabbing over 200 years without us seeing them snap off. Maybe they did
Not
at
even
some
a little
point.
fracture. It's,
Yeah. Well, like, I mean, he just can, like, stick them into people, skewer them, and then whip them over his shoulder like it's nothing.
Yeah.
It's like, no, your bones would break.
Yeah, they'd be snapping off inside of people. They'd
Yeah.
be like, oh no, now I've got bone claws, but they're not useful for me.
So at that point, he has his claws out, and he sticks
And
his
there's
arms
this
out.
scream. Ah!
Oh yeah, he does a really silly scream.
It's a very silly
And
scream.
it's
very
completely
bad.
unnecessary.
Yeah.
And he sticks his arms out straight in front of him and runs without moving them. And it's really stupid. And he runs into this guy that just shot his tank. It's like,
Who's just standing there going, okay, he's got about 3 football field lengths to get across. I'll just stay.
Yeah.
Just stay.
I have a gun. He has claws. Whatever. Anyway, he gets stabbed. And he's like, that wasn't your father. It's like, oh.
Son.
Yeah, son.
And it was... it's like... that's not cool or moving or anything. This is the first...
Yeah, but
like
the
2
music
minutes.
swelled.
2 minutes of the movie.
And you're just like,
What a twist.
what? I thought the other guy, wait, but who's, what?
And then his
That's how I
creepy brother
felt.
chases him out into the woods and is like, we stick together, Jimmy. We're brothers. You gotta be strong. And we always stick together. And he gives him this look like he's about to, like, steal his kidney.
As he does.
It's absolutely terrifying. And so,
okay.
and then we launch in, we see all the wars happen. And then he's part of this military program after they carry out a firing squad for war crimes, and they're like, yeah, it tickled. That was actually pretty funny. That was a funny line, but I'm not going to make it funny because I have no reverence for this movie whatsoever. And moving on, and then they kill some innocent people, and Wolverine's like, I didn't sign up for this. The most cliche, frustrating line ever put into movies.
And also, like, maybe you did sign up for this. We have no indication that you did not sign up for this.
Yeah.
You were just offered a job from this shady dude who always looks evil as anything.
William Hubert or something like that? Or Charles Hubert? What's his name?
Let's find out.
William Stryker is his name.
Yeah, William Stryker.
Yeah.
The actor Danny Huston or Houston.
Danny Houston. Yeah, that's what it was. I said Hubert, didn't I?
You did.
My bad.
What a name.
But there's no indication that he didn't sign up for this at all. Like,
Yeah.
you totally
I'd
could
like a
have.
scene put into this movie where he explicitly goes through the contract and goes, okay, but where's the clause about killing innocent people? Because I'm not signing up for that.
Clause.
And then someone's like, oh, okay, you just need a sign. He goes, anybody got a pen? And they go, oh, no, I don't. And they're feeling their pockets. He goes, don't worry, I got it. And he just, like, sticks his claws out, and there's a bit of blood in the end. And he just kind of scratches the paper. And he goes, all right, I signed up for everything but killing innocent people. Let's go kill some things.
Fine print, you have to kill innocent people.
No, I've signed in blood. So, and then he runs away to Canada, where he meets a girl after building a house on a unnecessarily high mountain.
Yeah, he meets this girl somehow, and he's on a mountain,
It's extremely unclear.
not near
Never explained.
anything.
Yep. He's a logger or a lumberjack, which is a very Canadian job to have. Also, okay, let's back up a little bit because the members of this team for this opening assault scene when they're all together, we have Agent Zero, who shoots real good and jumps real high, I guess.
He jumps real high.
How'd you guys feel about that? Throw your guns up in the air and then just throw the magazines into it reload sequence.
It could have been cool, but it wasn't.
Yeah, I remember thinking it was cool the first time I saw it, and I'm like, okay, this movie might be okay, and then just being really let down, and now when I see it, it triggers anger inside of me.
They just did it in a really like, do you see what we're doing? Do you see it? Do you see what you just did? They did it like that, and I feel like they could have done it better, like to where it could have been a cool little stunt, but then he does it, and then he jumps 20 feet over a fence.
He does a gainer over a fence, and never anywhere else in this movie is it explained that he has some type of super strength or anything. It's just I jump real good.
Just a guy with guns.
To be fair, he was very good with those guns.
But flee.
Well, yeah.
But also what?
Yeah.
Anybody on that little opening team, you can't really tell what their power is because.
Let's talk about Deadpool then, because Ryan Reynolds, when he is a part of this opening thing, this was supposed to be the setup for Deadpool, and they botched it like crazy.
So bad.
I didn't know it was Deadpool until I looked at these credits right here in front of me.
Yeah, it's supposed to be Deadpool. So, but in this opening scene, he's just a guy with a couple of swords, and they go up the elevator and they enter this room full of people with machine guns, and he just helicopters his blades.
He just becomes a helicopter.
And he blocks every bullet.
He chops one in half.
Yeah.
And
Also
it kills
that.
guys.
He has no superhuman abilities at this point at all. That's the whole point of Deadpool, is he was experimented on to get to do the stuff he does. But now he's just a helicopter man who can't get hit with a gun.
Yeah.
That's the first noise you've made in like 20 minutes.
I know.
What, can you do it one more time?
No, that was too much. That's too much.
I was like an angry baboon.
I am an angry baboon.
Aww.
Oh. Well.
It's okay.
Okay, no.
I tried to be calm.
Anyway.
I've got an Amber Alert.
Oh, look who didn't silence your phone all the way.
No, I did.
Oh,
I
you
did
can't
too,
silence it
but-
beyond that?
Mine didn't.
Oh, Android can. Anyway. The other main point of Deadpool is that he is funny and snarky. This character wasn't. He just talked a lot. That was it. He wasn't funny.
He did have a few moments, I thought, that I kind of giggled at. But
he had like two little jokes. He
yeah,
wasn't
and then they
funny.
sewed his mouth shut.
That was kind of funny.
But that's the whole point. He's the merc with a mouth. That's Deadpool. That's the whole thing. Now, I don't like the Deadpool movie personally. I just didn't like it. I'm allowed to have that opinion.
Well,
but
people are gonna be amazed. I've never seen Deadpool.
I haven't either.
I saw the
Okay.
last 30 minutes. It was...
Well, the first 30 minutes, there's a lot of gross things. So,
Yeah, it was like, I don't know. Yeah, it was. He just talked a whole lot.
yeah.
He was just so loud, and then Stryker goes, "You'd be a perfect soldier if you'd shut up."
Yep.
And then he's like, "I'm gonna sew up your mouth later on in the movie."
I just see they put Ryan Reynolds under halfway through production, and it's just Danny Houston standing over him with the needle and thread going, "Yeah, it's gonna be great."
Ryan Reynolds doesn't look good bald, by the way.
Oh
No.
no!
Oh,
Actually,
Doesn't
that's
work
not
well.
Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, really?
He
Some
left
other
production
guy.
because he was so mad about how they mishandled the character. Because he signed on without reading the script. He was so excited to play Deadpool. He was like, I am Deadpool. That's me."
Aw, poor little buddy.
And he was like, "I'm not doing this. You guys are idiots." And then they went,
Okay.
"Yeah, you are doing it." And he went, No, I'm not." And they went, "All right, cool. We'll get someone else
Okay.
to do it. You're not getting paid very much."
Wait a
Funny.
minute. He signed up without reading the script.
To be fair, the X-Men movies had a way better history before this.
I know, but that is a dumb move.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of killed his career. This and Green Lantern together, he
Yeah.
was unhireable for about 5 years.
Yeah.
Green Lantern was not good.
No, not good either. But we're not roasting that movie. We're roasting X-Men Origins Wolverine, which is an unnecessarily long title. I hate every time I have to say it. Should have just been Origins Wolverine, or Wolverine Origins, or Warigins. No, that's terrible.
Moving on.
Origins.
So anyway, a lot of characters are mishandled. He goes to Canada. They kill his girlfriend after she tells him a story about a Wolverine, which is completely contrived, and he does say cuckoo, cuckoo got screwed. That was pretty funny. And then he chases someone, I guess, and he's got his claws, and then Stryker's
the whole movie.
Oh, okay, let's talk about, he's chasing Victor. Stryker shows up and he goes, you showed up 2 days before Sabretooth did, and now she's dead. And he's like, I'm sorry, I didn't know that it was him killing everybody, I'm sorry. And then he grabs him off the wall that he's holding him against and flips him to another wall, and he goes, tell me what's going on. And Stryker, who just said, I didn't know, goes, he said he was coming after all of us. I'm sorry. And it's like, you literally just said the opposite of your first defense. If I had bone claws,
Swearing
I
on
would
his
have popped
child's
him.
life.
Yeah, he swears on his child's life, which is apparently worthless.
Yeah.
I would have popped him right through the kneecaps with my bone claws at that point.
How about you pop who wrote the script, right?
I don't think anyone did. That's the problem. I don't know who to kill. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm so angry.
Just
inside.
line everybody up and start.
I'm just going to walk around with the flamethrower till I find the rider and say, all right, come here. We got business. So that happens, and then they put him in a tank of water and drill into his brain to put adamantium in his bones, but for some reason there's one drill that just goes like
Right into his forehead.
Right into his cerebral cortex. And let's talk about the fact that doing that doesn't erase his memories, but if you put a bullet in his head, it does.
Yeah.
Also, adamantium. Made up metal doesn't exist in real life, but it has strict rules. It's the hardest existence on Earth. It's the hardest metal. You can't really get through it unless you're in the Wolverine, which is a story. We'll get there. And if you fire an adamantium bullet at an adamantium skull, it will not go through the adamantium skull.
It'll bounce off, right?
It will bounce off.
Yeah.
Because they're the same thing. And because it's supposed to be technically impenetrable. That's the whole reason they covered his bones in it.
There's a lot of problems with the next movie then, too.
Well, to be fair, though, that actually that has some comic significance. But so the thing about this is that they if you're going to have sci-fi elements in a movie, which is what this has, comic book elements, whatever, you have to pick a rule and stick to it.
Yeah.
The rule is adamantium really can't just get harmed by other adamantium willy-nilly. And if you shoot someone in the head, they go, oh, his brain will heal. Not while the bullet's still in there. There's no room to heal your brain. And he goes, well, his brain may heal, but his memories won't grow back.
All right.
How do you know that?
But what?
What type of...
Decided that.
He's a general. He's not... No, he's
And
a
how
colonel
can
in
you-
this one. He's not a general
How
yet.
can you make sure that it's going to hit the spot where the memories are?
Right? What if you shoot him through the place that just shows him how to make macaroni and cheese?
No, you would be dead.
I don't know how to make macaroni anymore, bub. Give me some macaroni. Bub.
Did you just call me Blob? Another stupid scene. That's a video game scene. He's like, I need more information on where to find the island. And he's like, I'm not going to tell you. Go away. And then Will.I.Am, who's in this for some reason, is like, if you fight him, he'll give you information. Okay.
Why not just stick
Press
some claws
X to
to his
continue.
throat?
What the crap was that?
Yeah.
I'm a very angry person right now.
Like, he ended the fight with his claws against his throat, like, I'm going to stab you if you don't answer my questions. He could have started it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't
Instead of
need
getting
to
knocked
do
around
The
by
whole
a blob.
fight was pointless.
Yep.
Yeah.
Will.I.am
Also-
did fine.
Yeah, I mean, for what he was given, he did fine. I just don't understand why we needed a teleporter. Although I did think the teleporting animation was kind of cool because his skin would disappear and it was like the skeleton would stay there for half a frame and then it would go away. So we got to see kind of like the whole teleportation instead of just like a mist. So I thought that was something interesting that they did, and they'll never do again.
Yeah.
So, but that, yeah, a lot of the fight scene. There's like the scene where he goes to find Gambit.
Why was that guy necessary?
Because he's the only person who's been to the island. I don't think that idea in itself was bad, but then okay, so here's what happens. He walks in the bar, he's like, I know who you are, Gambit, which was, I actually love the way he said that line. It was perfect. It was dead on Wolverine. But then he's like, I'm not helping you. Here's some playing cards. You're going through a brick wall. And he goes out into the alleyway where he sees Sabretooth having killed Will.I.Am.
It was kind of funny.
And
It was.
And then Remy/Gambit jumps out into the alleyway, and he's like, I'm never going back. And Wolverine just, punches him, and he's down. That could have been the end of it. But then for some reason, the next time we see him 30 seconds later, he's running off of a rooftop and then again becoming a helicopter. Did I say rooftop?
Yeah.
He's running off of a rooftop and he helicopters down and is like, brrr, I'm going to explode the alleyway. Kaboom. He could have just run away.
Yeah.
That was the dumbest move.
Pretty bad idea.
So many helicopters.
A
Yeah.
lot of helicopters.
It's just the worst. I just want you to randomly put that noise in just at different points during the episodes.
Sounds good.
Just, I
should
can't even
do-
do it. My voice cuts
We
out.
should do a GIF of me going, woo.
Yep. We're going to do it and put it on the Twitters. Someone remind me to do that. So, absolutely terrible. Remy tries to climb up that fire escape and he's just chomping away at it one little bit at a time.
That was so stupid.
Looks
Oh my god.
awful. Just awful.
It reminded me of like playing Minecraft and breaking away gravel one little bit at a time as the gravel falls.
Woo.
Yeah, like that.
Except a lot less fun.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, gravel's the worst.
Not good.
Yeah.
Not good. At the end, we get to the point where it's time for him to face Stryker and stab him right in the face so that this movie can be freaking over finally. But it's not time for that because we find out that his girlfriend didn't really die. They gave him the same drug, hydrocortisone, pentazole, or whatever that they give in every... I know that's an ointment. That they give... It's for hemorrhoids, right? I don't know. They gave her some hemorrhoid cream to slow down her heartbeat so that it would seem like she was dead, and then just kind of spilled some blood on her, and that was what motivated Wolverine to get into the Weapon X program to get the adamantium on his bones. And then what happens is he turns around and he sees her, and the reveal is there, and the music goes, oh no. And we're supposed to feel that, and he just gets down on the ground and is like, I'm gonna puke for some reason.
Yeah, it's like...
Yeah, he's making those noises. And it was at that point that I was really just hoping that one of George Lucas's smelly creatures would come in and make me go,
There you go.
that was beautiful.
Perfect.
Oh my goodness. So,
You're welcome.
oh gosh. And then she gets shot during the big escape. Deadpool is there, and he's got swords in his arms. And he's got, which thankfully stops him from helicoptering.
Yeah,
Because he can't, because they're part
it
of
really
his arm.
limits him.
You know what? I take it back. That was the best thing they could have done. They stopped the helicopters.
Yeah, you're really having swords coming out of your knuckles. It's not handy. It's not a good position for swords.
No, I don't
have it
think
on
it
your
is.
palm or something so you have more articulation.
Yeah, that's the whole point of that's like the greatest sword fighters can move and articulate because they can move their wrist.
Yeah.
In a circle.
Yeah, no.
Or a
this
wristy
you can just go
motion.
kind of up and down.
It's just kind of like,
Yeah.
I'm slicing things.
If it's sticking out, you're more likely to kill somebody while grabbing your coffee than you are to win a fight. This is ridiculous.
yeah. So bad.
There's a big fight on a nuclear reactor. Then it blows up. When the head... Okay, they cut off Deadpool's head.
His laser eye
And
shooting
it's like,
head.
yeah, so the head is dropping and it's spinning.
It's perfect spiral.
Perfect spiral. It doesn't flip over and around. It just makes it just keeps going round and round. And it's falling so slow. It makes 3 turns in about 10 feet of falling. But those turns take... 3 or 4 seconds each time.
Yeah.
So it's maybe there's a little jet at the base of the neck to keep it from falling so fast. I don't know.
That would help it balance too.
Sure, why
man.
not? And then Wolverine falls off the side, and then he's like, "Oh no, this giant piece of reactor thing is gonna fall on me." And Gambit shows up and breaks it in half. But then
And nothing falls.
nothing falls. There should be giant chunks of rock still raining down on Wolverine, but nothing falls.
Nothing.
And
But really, if there was stuff falling on him, it wouldn't matter anyway because
Right?
he's adamantium. So just do whatever to Wolverine. He's fine.
what a useless man who does a bunch of flips with a stick.
Yeah.
And I'm saying this with Gambit being my favorite X-Man. Like, I love Gambit. I grew up, I had a little book where I could learn to draw Marvel characters, and I just drew Gambit over and over and over. Spider-Man was too hard. There's so many webs. But Gambit, man, he could make cards explode. That's my dream, because I always lose when I play cards. I just want to be able to,
true.
like, yeah, here.
That's funny.
Oh, fine, you got my king. Here you go. You win. Boom, you're dead. I'm taking all the poker chips in this game of Go Fish. That might be why I lose at cards a lot. I have no concept of the rules. So that was terrible. And then he got shot in the head, and he forgot things. And
that was it.
William Stryker had to walk for a long time. He wakes up, and Gambit's like, "We gotta go. The policemen's are here." And he's like, "What's my name? Who am I? Rah!"
But
What is happening?
I'm so
Micah's
confused.
stuck.
Did he say bub?
Yeah.
Oh. Hey, bub, what's my name? Bub. And you know what would have made that scene so much better is if he woke up and he grabbed Gambit and he goes, "What's my name, bub?" And you just hear the big fat guy somewhere going, "Did you just call me Blob?" After that, he runs away, and there's this shot of the camera just like zooming up into the sky, and his legs are like reaching out comically far from his body from this top-down view, and it looks like a video game.
Yeah.
Absolutely terrible.
His torso is parallel to the ground.
Yeah, he's running bent over.
Yeah.
There is, I will give the movie this. There is some science to back up the whole your memories won't go back thing, because I did a bunch of research on memory when I wrote a script about 4 years ago, and basically memories are just collections of proteins in your brain, and if you get in a car crash or something that damages that area of the brain and breaks up those protein chains, you forget it. So there is that, but Stryker was too stupid and too focused on making his eyebrow raise up and wiggle around for 4 hours to know these things. So I still call bull, even though I know that there's science to back up what he said.
But not
Yeah.
necessarily. There's a bullet in his head.
Yeah. In X-Men 2, I think it was, Wolverine gets shot and the bullet gets pushed out of him.
Yeah.
In this one, it's just like,
He just eats it.
yep. Nom 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 nom. Love me some bullets.
It's adamantium, so it made his brain stronger.
Yeah.
While erasing all his memories very strategically.
And now the movie's over and we can move on. So we've already given this movie a rating, but I'd like to reiterate, it's poop.
Yeah.
It's absolute poop. And normally I was trying to make jokes out of this, but I'm so angry I can't make jokes of this movie. So let's talk about the Wolverine, which is by comparison,
Not bad.
it's an Oscar-winning.
Really?
He said by comparison.
By comparison,
Oh.
it deserves Oscars and Tonys, even though it's not a stage play. And I want to buy the whole crew lunch.
Yeah, if these were the only two movies you've ever seen in your life, then I would agree with that sentiment.
And I will say, I'm ready. I'm getting my bone claws out because I like the Wolverine. So you guys do your worst and don't come at me.
I'm not worried.
And I'm fueled by my anger from the last one.
I'm not afraid of you.
It's fair enough. So the Wolverine is set later on during the X-Men universe, and we've got Wolverine having said, I'm not doing my Wolverine things anymore. And he goes to
He's
live
a
in the
caveman.
mountains. He's a caveman. And
He likes bears.
He likes bears. There's an unnecessary shot of a bear peeing in the woods.
Yeah, that's weird.
It's just there. That bear's just there.
I like the bear.
The bear. So just there's a lot of weird stuff in this movie. There is a lot of history of Wolverine going to Japan. So this is very much a story that Hugh Jackman was wanting to tell, and I think it definitely shows that he really actually was more invested in this one.
Yeah.
His beard, although scraggly, I'm still jealous of it.
Oh, yes.
Fantastic beard for a caveman. Pretty great. Do you disagree?
No, I like it.
Okay, cool. I thought you went like, I don't know.
No, it's more like a.
Not as good as my beard.
No.
Do you have beard envy?
I constantly. Yeah.
Well, try not being able to grow one. That's true beard envy.
Yeah.
And I suffer from it every day. I have to take pills now. It's gotten bad. My envy, not my beard, because it doesn't exist. But no, I did like the whole scene where he goes into the bar because these obnoxious hunters have just poisoned a bear and left it. What do you guys think of the animatronic bear in that scene where he mercy kills it?
Yeah.
Could have been better. Could have been worse.
Yeah.
Could have been a lot better.
I kind of liked just that it was animatronic.
Yeah, I appreciated that.
Yeah, for sure.
I was like, that's a cool thing to do now. I love it.
It was a little dopey, but it's all right.
Yeah, but
It made you feel more sad, though.
yeah, and to be fair, the bear did just stand around and pee. It wasn't like he wasn't dopey
I felt attached to the bear.
because
Yeah.
he peed in the woods,
No, just because he was a friend.
right?
Yeah.
Although I feel like they had kind of like a little battle going on because the bear would scratch a tree and Wolverine would be like, "Oh, I scratched the tree. What the hell?"
It was a friendly rivalry.
Yeah.
And then the
More
bear
of a
peed on
joke.
something.
Yeah.
So no, but I liked that whole thing where he stabs him and he pours the alcohol on the guy's wound and all that. Like that was
Yeah.
that was great. I loved that scene. You guys did not like the bodyguard lady, right?
I ended up liking her.
Yeah.
When she first showed up on the scene, I was just like, she is literally an anime character. Like, her face, her hair, the way she fights, she's just anime in human form.
Only her head is a balloon.
Yeah, her head was shaped like a balloon.
I do have exclusive knowledge of this actress because I was in Florida, and this was before the Wolverine came out, and I got to hear one of the higher-ups from Fox speaking about how they do casting and stuff. It was an actors conference, and he talked about when they found her audition, she doesn't speak English at all. So all of those lines, she worked to make sure she understood what those lines meant and the intentionality behind them, and that's how she did everything.
Wow.
Other than that, doesn't speak English.
Well done.
Yeah.
Right?
Props to her.
She speaks better than some of the people I know that live here.
Yeah, weird casting decision though to grab someone who's, who doesn't speak English.
Yeah,
That's-
but she's
that's what I
actually
thought.
Japanese.
Right, but there's a lot of Japanese actors, or at least Japanese-looking actors, who can speak English.
Yeah, but do all of them have the same skill set that she does as a fighter?
It doesn't matter.
Get a
It's a
stunt
movie.
double. Just get Hugh Jackman to put on a wig and do both parts. Every fight scene.
Or just have him show his butt, and it'll be called a day.
Oh, so many butts.
Mm.
Why do we
Yeah.
have to see Hugh Jackman's butt so much?
Are you mad?
I mean, a little bit. I'm not one who's big on looking at other men's butts. It's just me.
As far as butts go, Hugh Jackman ain't bad.
Yeah, there's worse butts.
Yeah,
My butt's pretty bad.
my butt's pretty bad.
Thanks for standing up for me, honey.
Remaining silent on this issue.
Anyway, on my butt.
On his butt.
I'm cutting all of this out too.
Yep.
But yeah, there's a lot of Hugh Jackman's butts. He actually said in Days of Future Past, when he wakes up in the past, we see his butt again. And this wasn't something that was in the script. He wakes up next to a woman, and he said on set, if you wake up next to a beautiful woman, you're not wearing your underpants. And that's why he's naked when he wakes up in that movie.
I mean, I feel like that's most places. It's just in movies you usually wake up with like your full clothes on for some reason.
Yeah.
Right? Wake up, it's like my 3-piece suit is all ready to go. I'm going to go to my business job.
You already, you've got the pajama pants, matching button-down pajama shirt, and a robe already on when you wake up, and it's just like, what? All that's left is the slippers. What are you doing?
I can barely find...
Do normal people
Slippers and
sleep
the
like
coffee.
that? Yeah.
In the newspaper.
I get suffocated if I'm wearing all my clothes to bed. I'm just like, no.
Yeah, I can't wear clothes.
Except Hugh Jackman's butt.
His butt's not clothes.
You wear it to bed.
I wish.
Anyway, can we move on to the subject of butts?
Overall, visual effects are much better in this
Oh
one.
yes, there's actually blood on the claws, and the claws look real.
Yes. Do you know why? Okay, I wanted to cover this. Do you know why they animated the claws in Origins?
Origins.
That's what I'm gonna call it. You know why they animated the claws in Origins?
Because they're stupid.
Laziness.
No, actually, they had the physical claws, the ones that he's been using for 3 or 4 movies before that, and they said it looked too obvious. So they told him to take them off, and they did it in post.
Too obvious.
That's what they said.
What's too obvious?
The fact that he was holding them in his hand and they were actually there.
Okay, I mean,
That was the production crew's idea of a good idea, and they're wrong.
holding things is better than terrible motion tracking.
Yep.
Oof.
Yeah. So.
They were flying all over the place.
Ooh, it was bad. Also, it sparked. No matter what those claws touched, it sparked. Like he cut through a porcelain sink, and it was like it's a light show.
Yeah.
There you go. This is stupid.
It's like, no, it's not a buzzsaw.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about that one anymore. Let's talk about the Wolverine. Overall, I think there were some parts where the Silver Samurai looked kind of okay, and some parts where it looked really good. It kind of jumped back and forth for me. You guys think overall though looked pretty good?
It was alright.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't my favorite.
What do you think of Viper?
Not bad.
Not bad.
She was alright.
I feel like sometimes she strayed into hyperbole of herself.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, she was just kind of a little absurd, like you said, a little bit hyperbole of herself, and you never get that much of an explanation of her or her motives or why she's there or where she came from. She's just kind of there.
It's very lost.
Yashida's very rich. So there's that.
And she's very evil for some reason.
Yep.
Yeah.
In the comics, the Silver Samurai and Viper are a team. Like they travel the world just messing stuff up. So that is true to the comics. That's the pairing that's been in Marvel history for a while.
I guess her character type kind of reminds me of like a jealous high school girl. I don't know, like
these other ladies don't have to molt their skin.
I don't
So
know, like
jealous.
since her intentions were kind of unclear,
Yeah.
and I just feel like she had
was
that
just there to be haughty.
yeah. Like no purpose at all, really.
Yeah, except to
Just-
pull her hair off, I guess.
Yeah. Look at my
just-
bald head.
Marvel's Poison Ivy, kind of.
Pretty
Yeah, in a way. But creepier.
Yeah.
At least she didn't have poison kisses.
I mean, as far as a villain,
no, she did. I'm sorry.
That's-
no,
yeah.
But hers had a lot more French poison
Yeah.
kissing.
There's a lot more liquid in it, so really it's a lot
was like
worse.
Ugh.
I know no one can see this, but it was like
Make it as noisy as possible.
Wow, that was
That sounded like a
That
dog.
was a pig snake. That was a pig.
Oh man.
So she was, she was kind of just there. She didn't. Her motives weren't very clear, except that she served Yashida.
I almost wish there was more of her. If that makes sense. Like I wish I had more of a
backstory.
reason to hate her.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I wish she just was more subtle.
Yeah, that too.
I did think it was kind of interesting how you could never really tell like who was good, who was bad, like who was on what alliance and who you can really trust. So there was a lot of that going around, and I thought that was interesting. I did like kind of seeing Wolverine not just being invincible and walking away from helicopter explosions.
Yeah.
So that's definitely something, and that's something that we're going to see again in Logan. I actually just finished today. I just finished reading the Old Man Logan storyline from the comics, and it's insane. It's good, but it's like it's very bloody. It's very violent. Hulk eats him at one point, and he this is the whole thing is that the Hulk and all the supervillains kill all of the superheroes. And I don't know how they're going to handle this in the movie, so I won't tell you how they all die or how all the X-Men die, especially. But anyway, the Hulk turns evil, basically takes over Bruce Banner's mind completely, has a bunch of kids with his first cousin, and then these Hulkbillies, which is what I call them. They're never referred to that, but they're hillbillies, basically. They're oh, hey, Pa! That's how they talk. But they all, they're just a gang that rules California and beats up people, and they kill Wolverine's family and all this stuff. And so Wolverine goes on he hasn't popped his claws in 50 years, and he's been a pacifist ever since this whole event that happened. And he once he finds out that Hulk's grandkids have killed his family, he goes and just kills the Hulk. But the way he does it is he gets in a fight with the Hulk, who's fighting just as old Bruce Banner. Like, he's not hulked out, and he's kicking the crap out of Wolverine. And Wolverine stabs him, and he turns into the Hulk, and he's just huge. Like, blah, he's fat and all. He's disgusting. And he eats Wolverine.
In one bite, no chewing?
No.
That's silly.
No, he takes chunks out of him and eats him piece by piece.
Oh.
And the whole way through, the Hulks are all just like eating people. It's really disgusting.
Nice.
Interesting.
But what happens is, like, he eats Wolverine, and then Wolverine's body stitches itself back together because of his healing factor. And Wolverine's like, Hulk's like, I don't feel good. What's going on? And Wolverine just busts out of his back, and Hulk's dead. Like, he literally just from the inside cuts him to shreds and kills him.
Wow.
I thought the whole thing about like Wolverine and his brother was that the way to kill them was to dismember them.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I mean, in the comics, Wolverine has his head cut off and is completely. He's sitting there having a conversation with Nick Fury.
All right.
And they said, we'll give you your body back once we get the answers we want. Not kidding. Also,
So
his first appearance where he fights the Hulk rips him in half, throws his legs on top of a mountain, and hulks away. And Wolverine has to crawl to his legs. But that's never resolved. He just shows up in a different comic later on. So somewhere in some universe, Wolverine is still crawling up that mountain to his legs and freaking green Hulk.
Man, it just sounds like Roman mythology.
Yeah.
So, I mean, these are, if you think about it, someday, after the nuclear holocaust has happened, people are going to find all of our comic books and copies of Captain America the Winter Soldier and go, these were their gods.
Yeah.
They're going to find a movie theater and go, look at these hieroglyphs, and it's just a Wolverine poster. What does it mean? So, yeah, but very, very bloody storyline. I'm not sure. Hulk cannot be in Logan. We know that because of the whole rights battle between Fox and Marvel and all this stuff. So
Right.
That's absolutely not happening, I hope. Instead, the Reavers are kind of the main deal on that. But where was I going with this?
I don't know.
Really don't know.
I read a lot of comic today. So
Was it something about Wolverine not being indestructible?
no,
Yes.
was it?
Yes.
What was I talking about?
You said it was nice, or someone said it was nice how Wolverine wasn't just invincible in
Oh, I said
this
that.
movie. Yeah, you
did
said
say
that.
that.
And they're like, just like he is in Logan. By the way, Logan.
Yeah.
And then I word vomited and broke my promise to not talk as much. I'm sorry.
Isekai.
So, what'd you guys think of the Black Clan who shot all the arrows in his back? Did you like that scene?
Yeah,
I liked it.
I thought it was silly.
I thought the ninjas were cheesy.
Me
Like-
too.
Yeah.
It's just, especially when they all showed up at the mansion. It's just like,
Yeah, you guys were
Silent
laughing at that
movie.
scene, and I got so angry because I was like, this is a really cool scene with a bunch of ninjas, and you guys are over there freaking laughing.
Also,
I wanted to throw
funny.
junior mints at all of you.
at the funeral when the ninja was just crawling around on the roof during
Yeah,
broad
in
daylight.
plain sight.
And the roof was like white or red or something, but not black. And he was full black. It just,
You're right. That was pretty ridiculous. He was very much in full view, and any security man worth his salt would have been like, target on the roof. All right, let's go have a funeral. Yeah, pretty bad. But whatever.
You're just mad we didn't like it as much as you did.
Yeah, because you're wrong.
it's not very good.
It
Those
really
ninjas
isn't.
were just
It's
so
not.
slinky and just so your stereotypical ninjas, and it was
Yeah.
just funny because it was almost cute.
But at the same time, I liked it.
Yeah, it was
Well,
just
you're
very
wrong.
much, we're ninjas.
This episode is just me being angry and then sad.
Like Wolverine.
I am Wolverine. Oh, also, there's an Old Man Logan comic that's like a follow-up to that. And I started reading that one first by accident because I thought it was the original, but it's like a new series that started in 2016. On every page, you see him plop his claws and it goes, snicked. Because that's, the noise is snicked. And on one page he does it, it's like, there's 9 panels to this page. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, pops his claws. 8 says something. 9 pops his claws again. Why?
Maybe it's one hand and then the other hand?
Nope, same hand. I was I looked at it twice because I was like, wait, what? Is he just over there like, you know, like a kid with a slinky just going back and forth? And snick, 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 snick. That's what I would do if I had a lightsaber. I'd just be like pressing the button 100 times.
Yeah.
Anyway, what do you think about Yashida's Silver Samurai suit having the things to drill into his claws? How'd you feel about that? Painful.
The chance of that being accurate are so
to the
slim.
comics?
No.
Or accurate to real life? Because
No.
this is a comic
I'm
book
saying
movie.
like
The implements being so accurate as to perfectly get in the middle of his claws.
yeah.
They had like some type of tracking system, you know? Like a laser tracking, like look for the bone.
Okay.
I'm giving it a pass personally.
It was fine, I guess.
Yeah, alright, fine, I'm sorry. That fight scene was interesting, though, at the very least, that last fight scene. And the whole two hands thing, I thought that was way better handled than the I like you, but I'm not going to tell you that line that was a callback in the space between us. So better callback there. Good on him. And then, did you see when the drills came out of his bone claws, though, we get the kind of the goop and the sinew, like all of that stuff just kind of coming out. That was really grody. I loved it.
Uh-huh.
That was really
It
nice.
was painful, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you know, that was good.
I like the girls fighting in that scene because, you know,
Yes.
he's all tied up. He can't go anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
The girl's like, oh, gotta figure this out ourselves. And I was just like, yeah, you go.
What do you think about the beheading of Viper in the elevator? Violent, right?
That
Yeah.
was fun.
It was exciting.
There's some good moments in this movie. A lot of the
Like,
fight
you go,
scenes
kid.
are a lot more like you can tell what's going on more than
Yeah.
in the Wolverine in Wolverine Origins. More than in Origins. I got there eventually.
Oh, fine.
So overall, I liked it.
It was so.
The main problem I had with it was that the motivation of the main villain, which is the old guy after all. The old guy, so it starts out with him saving this Japanese soldier from the nuclear bomb at Nagasaki.
Great scene.
It was a
Yeah.
cool scene, yeah. He saves that guy, gets all irradiated and burnt up and stuff while he protects the guy with using this like metal plate. And that's neat. And he regenerates and he's like, whoa, you're like superhero and it's cool. And he's like, yeah.
Had my sword.
Yeah. And so that's the introduction of him. And then we find out that he just wants to steal his powers later. So the motivation is just it's
Well, he wants to not die.
he wants to not die, but it's really not appealing
Like the man
because
that allowed you to live a full life, you're trying to take his life so
Yeah.
that you can live forever.
Well,
Like,
because he knows Logan wants to die because he's killed the love of his life.
well, sure, but like this, it's not compelling because the way that was it Yashida? Is that his
yeah.
name? The way he would see Wolverine is just as this great respected figure in his life who he just loves and adores a lot. It's not a guy who wants to kill and
Yeah,
just
it doesn't
screw
add
over.
up, but then again, it didn't make it surprising to me. Like, I wasn't surprised. I was like, I knew, like, I called it in my head.
Yeah.
I saw it a mile away, but like
Yeah.
it wasn't good.
Yeah.
Like,
It was predictable, but not good.
yeah, I like to be surprised.
Yeah.
Like,
Like,
Exactly.
whoa, he's not dead.
Sorry, babe.
So what would make Logan okay with you three? Fun spoiling, movie hating, dingleberries.
If it's actually a good movie with good character development.
Oh, is that all?
Yeah, that's all you need. Is if it's actually good. That's
Yeah.
what makes a good movie. Is a
Exactly.
good movie.
All right. So specifically though, what do you want to see in Logan? Because we're contractually obligated to go see it by the podcast rules.
I don't really care too much about Wolverine or the X-Men or anything. I just want to see a good, fun, crazy, violent time. And that's all I ever want with Wolverine, because he's got claws. And PG-13 is just not something that you can fully explore Wolverine in.
Well, this next one is rated R.
Yep, that's why I think that even if the movie's not that good, I'm going to have a good time.
Yeah. Well, you know what else is a good time? Winning things.
It's true.
And it's time now for me to reveal how to win either your copy of Origins or the Wolverine. Basically, all you have to do is tweet or email us. Our Twitter is @RollSoundPod. Our email is rollsoundpod@gmail.com. And all you have to do is send us a picture of you using whatever ridiculous objects you can to make your own Wolverine claws. And we just want them to be as ridiculous as possible. So, spaghetti, spoons,
popsicles,
3 candles that are being held the wrong way.
Well, okay, it's not fun if you give them the ideas.
No, those are things they can't use. I've stolen them. They're not good enough. It has to be wackier than spaghetti. Like wet spaghetti. But you can't use that one. I'm sorry. Just find the most ridiculous things you can. They can be as long or short as you want. And send us those pictures, and we're gonna pick our favorites, and you'll get a digital copy of either X-Men Origins Wolverine or the Wolverine for use on iTunes or that other thing, Ultraviolet, I think is what it's called. So, and that's how you win. You're gonna win stuff. Maybe you won't. I don't know. Someone's doing something I'm not paying attention to right now.
I'm lost.
I just want to get these movies out of my house. People, please send us pictures. So and tell your friends that they can win too, but don't tell them how they have to listen to the podcast. Drop us a review, tweet us, or don't.
No, please tweet us.
It'd be fun.
Or don't feel pressured. It's cool. It's fine. Or
I need a reason to be on Twitter.
That's true. You can tweet Katie. Her username is @KatieFain, and you can it's KatieFain, and you can tweet her pictures of your Wolverine claws.
Yes, I will enjoy them.
Or kittens. She likes those. Those are nice.
Yeah, I like kittens.
Or tacos. Those are her favorite.
Tacos. Yes.
Use tacos.
Taco recipes.
There you go. So send your pictures in. Drop us a review. We're going to go see Logan and have a more in-depth review of that and not be meandering and weird.
Well,
we won't be meandering as much. So, all right. Everyone said what they wanted to say about the movie I like?
Yep.
Cool.
3 point.
oh yeah, we didn't rate it.
3.7.
3.7
Yeah.
out of 10?
Yeah.
Abby?
I give it a solid 5.
I'd give it a 4.
Out of what?
Out of 10.
Ugh.
I'd give it a 4.
Ugh.
It wasn't that good, honey. I mean, I know you liked it, and it had a very special
What's
place
your
in
rating,
your
Garrett?
I don't have one anymore.
No, tell me.
My rating is just sadness.
Oh, honey.
Sadness and betrayal. I thought we were friends. Friends lie for each other.
Yeah. Okay, so when
What's
we
your
love a
rating?
movie and you hate it, it's okay for you to bash it.
I told you I liked Water for Elephants.
Yeah.
It's actually a good movie. Dang it, I have no good examples, but the point is,
Anyway,
I'm giving it 7 adamantium
Whoa.
snakes
That's-
out of 7.
that's
7.
big.
I'm kidding. 7 out of 10. Like, it's not a perfect score. It has its problems, but Hugh Jackman, I think he did a good performance. He did a good acting, and that's what I'm basing my review on.
Yeah, Hugh Jackman was fine.
Yeah.
Also, that bullet train sequence was awesome.
Yeah, that's cool.
That was a good one.
What do you even talk about that?
But, there are bad movies with great actors.
Yeah. Sometimes
But you can have your opinion.
It's
That's
7
fine.
out of 10.
it deserves.
It averages
a
out
4.
to about 4.8 with all of our stuff. Don't check my math on that. It's wrong. But hopefully you guys enjoy Logan better so we can geek out together.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Send us a tweet. Win a movie.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.